The US has thrown down the gauntlet to other members of the UN Security Council, namely Russia and China, saying it's high time they stop being tight-lipped about North Korea's indiscretions and failing to act to prevent the regime's continued military provocations. This comes as speculation rises that the North could be about to test a nuclear bomb. Suk-hyen with the details.
The United States says the UN Security Council should not stay silent any longer as North Korea appears to be preparing for yet another provocation. Linda Thomas-Greenfield, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, said silence and restraint have not worked and stressed it's time for action.
Clearly, silence and restraint have not worked. In fact, the exact opposite has happened. While the Security Council has remained silent, the DPRK continued to escalate with repeated launches and threatening rhetoric.
Her remarks were made Wednesday at a Security Council meeting to discuss North's latest ballistic missile launches. The ambassador specifically called out China and Russia for opposing further sanctions on North Korea, saying they've blocked every attempt to enforce and update the sanctions list for the past 4 years. The U.S. pushed for a collective voice in denouncing Pyongyang's unlawful behavior, supported by its allies South Korea and Japan, who also condemned the regime's continued threats.
The Republic of Korea condemns in the strongest terms the DPRK's recent ballistic missile launches, which constitute a flagrant violation of multiple Security Council resolutions.
North Korea has publicly declared that it will implement its 5-year plan, which includes a new solid-fuel ICBM and tactical nuclear weapons. The right message to discourage such potential developments and urge them to come back to diplomatic dialogue can only be sent through a new resolution.
Washington wants the Security Council to vote in May on a U.S.-drafted resolution to further sanction the North. But veto-wielding powers China and Russia are against this and instead have long pushed for the Council to ease such measures. China's UN ambassador Chang Jun said the U.S.-drafted resolution was not an appropriate way to address the situation. Meanwhile, the U.S. State Department has reaffirmed its commitment to work closely with South Korea's new government to address North Korea's threats. State Department spokesperson Ned Price stressed the Washington-Seoul alliance is rooted in close friendship and said it would work with its allies to achieve the complete denuclearization of the Korean peninsula. Earlier, the State Department warned the North may be preparing for a 7th nuclear test as early as this month. Suk-hyen, Arirang News.